would say one of the most important points of meditation, and one of the most misunderstood or neglected ones, is this. I'm going to turn sideways. That was easy. Many people, especially because we sit in chairs so much, if you tell them to sit up straight, this is what they do. They thrust the chest out and they arch the back. And I don't know why. Again, I think it has something to do with sitting in chairs, or we've lost some of our integrity of posture as we've become more sedentary in modern life. But the problem is that when you arch your back this way, what we say excessive lordosis, or curve in the low back, you can do it right now if you like. Go ahead and do that. Now take a deep breath to your belly like we learned. You'll find it's impossible. The diaphragm can't move. It's not a posture that's healthy for the body. It will also cause disc problems if you stand that way habitually. It's very common in modern people. So along with this base that we worked on, the cushions and how to fold the legs, here's the most important point. I like you to let your sacrum is this bone at the base of the spine, right? Drop. Which is to say, you just let the pelvis relax this way. It's not slouching. Slouching would be if I also did this. This is not a slouch, this is just a settling. But the effect is that the pelvis turns a little bit this way. Or another way that we describe it sometimes is that your tailbone turns under a little bit. You don't need to fire your abdominals, or squeeze your abdominals to do it. You just let gravity take it. Or I should say, you release the muscles of the low back and let the pelvis, the sacrum, drop. When you do that, I can take a deep breath. Really, really important. I can't stress how crucial this is. If you start to sit this way, and I see even experienced meditators doing this, the breath won't come out. The breath won't drop down and be deep, which means the meditative state cannot be cultivated profoundly, which means you can spend 10, 20, 30 years meditating and make very little progress. What a tragic thing. Easily fixed. Let your sacrum drop. This grounded or relaxed position of the pelvis is the base that the rest of the meditation posture will stretch up from, if that makes sense. Okay. I know it makes sense, but I hope you understand. It's a very important point. You know, that problem of the too much curve in the low back, if you read Zen books, you find some that were translated from Japanese by Western authors that say, the Japanese teacher is saying, for example, push forward with your hips when you sit zazen. And people think that that means that the crest of the ilium, the top of the pelvis, should come forward. In other words, excessive arch. But the Japanese word for hips doesn't mean this. It means the hip joint is down here, first of all, it's not up here. It means what we call a koshi, the whole lower trunk. So when when a Japanese person says, push forward with your hips, it's more akin to how you arrange your body to push a car out of snow. With the whole lower trunk, you lock in and push from your center, rather than arch and make yourself top heavy. So there's a little misunderstanding. Again, there's people who have read Zen books, push your hips forward, and they spend their whole lives doing, this. I should tilt my hips forward. No, these are not your hips. It's your pelvis. The hip joint's down here. Push from the bottom, which means again that this should drop, just as if you were going to push a heavy object in the snow. So important. So that's one of my big gripes about Zen books. Be careful what you read.